Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. How are you all doing? My name is Amanda Ellis, and a very warm welcome to my channel. Today is Sunday, the 26th of January. There is a massive storm going on outside my window, so no apologies for that. I actually feel it's completely appropriate energy to help us with these times and the messages that want to come through in this video, because we're going to be having a look at the year of the wood snake, which is about to come in next Wednesday. We also have a very powerful new moon in Aquarius next week. We've also got Imbolc on the 1st of February. There's just a lot energetically going on. So work with the sound of the rain and the storm, if you can indeed even hear it. We'll see whether my microphone picks it up or not, but I can certainly hear it anyway. Sending my love, my sympathies to anybody that is adversely affected by the weather events that are happening around our world at the moment. Obviously, the last video that I did was on the fires centred around LA. I know they're still ongoing. We've also had bad weather here in the UK with some flooding. I mean, it's going on everywhere. So just sending my love and sympathy to any of you, including those of you that are sort of burrowed in with huge snowstorms and piling snow outside your windows, or maybe you are listening to me somewhere where there is drought and a lot of heat and sun. Maybe the sound of the rain will be welcome to you. But anyhow, yeah, let's get to today's video. One of the things I wanted to do, and I thought would be appropriate, because we're going to be entering the year of the wood snake, I thought, I'm going to get out my board, which I bring out from time to time, and we play snakes and ladders. Now, I know it's called different things in different countries, but I've always referred to it as snakes and ladders here. And the interesting thing is that when I actually went and had another look at it today, this version is actually called Snakes and Arrows. So we're working with the energy of the arrow and we're working with the energy of the snake. And I think this is where I'd like to start. Those of you that are new to the channel, what I do is I roll my dice. I'm going to roll the dice 3 times. We land on a square, and each square has got a quality to it, which can be, or it can also be linked into a different plane of existence, whether that be the astral plane, the plane of reality, the lunar plane, the plane of fragrance. I want to go there. I want to go to the plane of fragrance. That sounds brilliant. Or the plane of Dharma. We'll see what we get. But anyhow, you obviously land on a square, and you also have the opportunity to either shoot upward, up an arrow to another place, or if you're unlucky, you might slide down the head of the snake to somewhere else. So let's just give it a go. I'm going to do a double dice because hopefully we can get further along the board. And I sort of hope that we don't land on the same place we landed on last time, whatever that was. Keen people that follow me might remember that. I certainly don't, but let's give it a go. So Sunday, the 26th of January, let's just call in our guides before I do roll the dice. Actually, there's great power behind what I've just said there. Let us call in our guides before we roll the dice. You all, every day, have an opportunity to roll the dice with regards to your life. Do you go for it? Do you stay stuck? And honestly, no judgment there. I know how difficult it is to change. But do you roll with the punches? Do you take the opportunities that are presented? Or do you say, no, thank you very much, I don't want to play? Sometimes we don't want to play the game of life because maybe we're unwell, we're grieving, we're just tired, we're pummeled by everything that's going on in the world and maybe in our own individual lives. But the truth is we all do have a chance to roll the dice every day with regards to whatever is going on around us and in the wider world, and play it to the best of our ability. But we do so better when we call in our guides. So I don't know who your guides are. I have an impression that many of you may very well share a common 2 with me, at least. My two main guides are Archangel Metatron, so I'm going to be calling him in, and the whole angelic realm. And he's telling me, put your feet down on the earth. That's something I do a lot, and a lot of us do, who are sort of spiritually attuned or channelers or readers or healers. I've done it since I was a little girl. Our toes are on the earth, but our heels are not. So Metatron is saying, just make sure you're fully grounded, put your feet down on Mother Earth, calling in the energy of Archangel Sandalphon as well. Calling also in my other main guide, which is Jesus, sweet Jesus. Absolutely adore his energy. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. Also wanting to keep calling them all in today. I think we need all players on the board. Wanting to bring in the energy of Merlin, the dragons, obviously the energy of the wood snake as well, and we'll see who else wants to play. But anyway, with that all assembled, let's roll the dice. Okay, so you can't see what this is going to be. You just have to trust me. What do we get? Oh, that's quite good. We get a 6 and a 4, so we get 10. So number 10 is purification, my friends. Square 10 is purification, and it is on the bottom of a arrow. You see how excited I am here with this game. Okay, so it shoots us all the way up to the celestial plane. What is not to love about that? I love that. What a great start to this reading. So we're being asked to purify ourselves, and if we can do so, we are able to shoot up towards the celestial plane. What is on the celestial plane, which is actually square number 23, my birthday, yes, is the angels, the celestial beings. So much help, but we have to purify ourselves first. It's interesting, actually. I feel probably like a lot of you at the moment, quite up and down, a bit like this game. You know, some days it feels like we're shooting up the arrow and we're in a good space. And I can almost tell from the moment I open my eyes what my energy is feeling like. You know, is it going to be a good day or a bad day? But equally, we have the choice to be able to shift that. But equally, sometimes just when our energy is low, or we're just very tired or a bit sad, or whatever else is going on, it is hard to shift it. I get it. So it feels as though we're all playing this game of, what's it called? Snakes and arrows. Some days we're feeling up, some days we're not feeling so good. But this thing about purification, yesterday I did feel a bit low yesterday, so I tried to do this video yesterday and it just wasn't working. I just left it, wasn't feeling myself. I think also, I will just share this now, that we know that we're being pummeled by so many different things at the moment. And one thing Metatron said to me is, as well as your own stuff, Amanda, he said, this is collective. You're picking up too much of the collective angst, trauma, shock, resistance to change, all of that. So, need to let that go. It's not your responsibility. And that applies to many of you as well. We walk around a bit like empathic sponges, just picking everything up. So we've really got to be mindful of that with so much happening in our world right now. But also, huge solar flares happening. If you're in my part of the world, literally, if you look at the weather app, I think we've got about 10 days of this weather. Greyness, rain, it absolutely lowers your mood. So, we're going to have our good days, we're going to have our bad days. But the point about purification is, because I had a tough day yesterday, I put quite a nice large piece of green calcite underneath my pillow before I went to sleep. I thought, hey-oh, anything's worth a go, isn't it? And I woke up about, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I could tell I was already feeling better, even though I hadn't had a good night's sleep. So work with the crystal kingdom, work with the mineral kingdom, work with what we've got from nature, okay? Whether that be herbs, essential oils, crystals, the elements. But green calcite definitely helped me last night. So I'm going to carry on working with that this week. So what can you do to purify yourself? Let's just think about that for a moment. We really have to be brutally honest with ourselves in terms of what, and I know I've said this many times, but I'm going to carry on saying it because I need to hear the message as well, because we're all addicted to a degree to things that are not particularly healthy for us. It may be stuff we're watching, stuff we're listening to, stuff we're reading, things we're eating or drinking, people that we're around, the negative voice in our head as well that we can be addicted to. I've had a lot of that recently. That was like, came from nowhere, sort of the energy of not good enough, you know, you can't do it, comparing self to others. It's like, what the hell is that all about? Where's that come from? Goodbye, thank you very much. Stand in our sovereignty and just move on and do the best we can. So, yeah, what are you doing to purify yourself? This is about not just using spiritual tools such as crystals and sprays. I will recommend a spray in a moment, but it's to do with what are we actually doing day to day, moment to moment, hour to hour, okay? So it's detoxifying to a degree anything that we know in our heart is of lower energy, all right? But in terms of practical tools, yes, we can use affirmations, we can use crystals, we can use colour. Now, a great colour for purification is not just the violet flame, although I have got the violet dragon sitting here on my desk winking at me saying, use me, use me, use me, because the violet flame is all about transmutation. If you add a dragon to it as well, that really clears stuff. But I also want to bring in the white ray. So within the sprays that we sell, yeah, we have pure white light download. And it does what it says on the bottle, basically. It brings down into your aura a download of white light. So let's just do that for a moment before we shoot up this arrow to the celestial plane. Right. Now, what I'm being shown here is by asking, but also aligning. It's almost like turning your position, which is also a mental position, an emotional position, a physical position, aligning yourself to the celestial realm, to the angelic realm. Would you put it this way? If you suddenly land in the celestial realm now, and you're able to do that via meditation, via intention, via asking one of the archangels to take you there, for example, in meditation, such as Archangel Metatron, or asking to go there in your sleep, do you sort of land there with a hamburger in your mouth, fag hanging out, you know, a glass of wine on the go, just having read a whole load of crap? No, it would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? So this is the thing. We have to prepare ourselves to land somewhere holy. We have to sanctify our energy and create sacred space. And this is about walking. You know, I'm being shown Archangel Sandalphon now and the armour of God, walking with sandals of peace, okay? So we ask to be taken to the celestial realm. We land there, but we're also prepared and ready, okay? All of this implies that we have to create space for these encounters. So let's just ask Archangel Metatron here to take us briefly upward, to raise our frequency with the white light. And I don't know why he's showing me like this, although I did have a reference to a crane in my Elvis channeling recently, but I'm being shown a huge crane, you know, and for whatever reason, our feet are on the ground and it's as though we're just being lifted upward by this huge crane that extends so far up. It extends beyond the clouds, beyond what you can see with your naked eye. There is no sense of vertigo. There is no sense of fear. It's just I feel like the crane and being held by the crane is symbolic of safety. It's as though there is a structure around you, a safe structure that takes you from the earth plane upward to a more celestial place, a more refined place. So that's one way that you can imagine doing it. Another way is literally imagining the staircase going up through the sky, the clouds, the realms. And you may very well find that there is somebody waiting to greet you. No, you're not going into the heavenly kingdom, after death. You're just sitting and, you're moving and being asked to sit and enter into this place, which is celestial in nature. There are many angels there and celestial beings. And more than anything, you just experience the colour, the peace, the tranquility, the grace, the slowing down, the refinement, the beauty, the honour, the integrity, the healthiness, the pureness, the absence of all that is lower. And just take that into your heart, all of these beautiful, powerful qualities, which are reflections of love, refined down into different emanations. Take them into your heart, take them into your being, and then just see yourself being either gently lowered by the crane until your feet gently touch the earth plane again, and you notice that what is on your feet is now like a white sandal or a white slipper, a satin slipper. But you're grounded, you're rooted, you have these qualities within you, having visited there. Or you yourself are just moving down through the staircase, saying goodbye, being greeted by many helpers, many loved ones, many guides, until you too find yourself back where you started, knowing that you always have the ability to be able to get to this heightened place where the answers are, the wisdom is, the healing is, the love is. You can go, you can visit, and it's about bringing it back to the earth plane, bringing it back to this moment, this life, your relationship, your family, your business, etc. Beautiful. But what precedes it is the energy of purification, having to be ready, having to be in a purified state. Well, I sort of don't want to spoil it, guys, but I have said I'm going to shake the dice 3 times. So let's hope we don't now trip up having got there. But let's just see. Life is a game of ups and downs after all. Let's just see what happens next. So we've got 10. Okay, so we were on 23. We go to 33. Oh, nice. 33 is the plane of fragrance. That's where I wanted to go. I love it. 33 is the plane of fragrance. Right, I am going to read you what it says about the plane of fragrance. I've actually opened it on the page. Lovely. Right, ready? Okay, so Ganda means smell, and the sense of smell is linked with the earth and the physical plane. Once the player reaches the 4th level, however, the nature of the sense is transmuted and becomes the symbol of the divine, carrying a strong emotional impact. The devotee offers scents to the deity in the form of flowers or incense. Thus, the 4th chakra contains the plane of fragrance. In the 1st chakra, this is really interesting, in the 1st chakra, odours like petroleum, paraffin and alcohol attract the player. So this is base chakra. In the 2nd chakra, he is stimulated by strong smelling synthetic preparations. In the 3rd chakra, which would be the solar plexus, these same artificial scents predominate, but they are now far more costly. But when he reaches the plane of balance, he realises the futility of the inorganic and avoids pungent artificial odours. Here, he experiences divine fragrances in his meditation. The evolution of energy affects a change in body chemistry, and his organism ceases to produce bad odours exuding instead a fragrance not unlike that of a lotus flower or sandalwood. The devotee is asked to stop the use of artificial scents on his body so that he comes to know his own scent. Wow, isn't that interesting? So the first chakra, base chakra, linked into things such as petroleum, paraffin, alcohol. I mean, we can just feel the density of all of that. And then moving up through the chakras until we get to the heart chakra. But the solar plexus and the sacral, more linked into maybe synthetic fragrances. But as we get up to the heart, it is just that purity. And I'm being shown the smell of a rose. I mean, you can't get any better than that, to be perfectly honest. On a summer's day, putting your nose into the scent of the centre of a rose, an English rose. I'm sure there are lots of other lovely roses around the world, not just English, but, you know, this is my reference point. And that smell does something to you. It opens up the energy field. So we have the plane of fragrance, and I rather love that because I'm all about fragrance, really. I mean, in 2012, I created this range of aura sprays. They've all got essential oils in them. There's no synthetic fragrance in them. They're all pure essential oils derived from plants and flowers. So I love that. So I feel as though I want to bring a bit of rose energy in at this point, and I'm desperately trying to remember which of the sprays have got absolute rose in them, and from memory I can't remember, although it's all on the website. So I'm just going to go and see which one catches my eye. No, you must always go with the one that you see. The one that I'm looking at, I'm pretty sure it has not got rose in, but it's obviously got something else in that we maybe need to identify here. Interestingly, this spray, Tanzanite, this is the third eye spray. I'm just looking at what's actually in it. Yeah, I was talking about this yesterday, but I'm still picking up the importance of the third eye spray. Let me just see what oils are in the Tanzanite spray, because it feels as though there is a bit of there's something here with regard to one of the oils in particular. As we're talking about fragrance, it's got marigold, frankincense, myrtle, lavender, cypress, yarrow, neroli and spikenard. So it's got a number of different oils in it anyway. But what I'm being shown here by Metatron is, and I should know this really, it's just that we forget, is that when you combine different modalities, you get more power. So if, for example, you're a healer and you combine sound, you're going to have an amplified effect on your client. In the same way that, you know, if you're trying to heal yourself, if you're listening to some beautiful healing music or doing drumming or crystal bowls or tuning forks, and also, you know, whatever modality you're using to heal yourself, it has an amplified effect. But it's the importance of colour and scent combined. And of course, the sprays do have that. So here we've got the combination of that beautiful colour, which is Tanzanite, okay, but also all of those lovely fragrances. And why it's important here is it's saying that fragrance is a way to stimulate the third eye. You see, Metatron's saying we get so stuck in a box in terms of how we approach the senses that the third eye is just all about sight. But yet, don't we think about this way? Do we not eat sometimes with our eyes? You know, we choose something with our eyes to eat. Say you're in a restaurant and it's like, oh my God, that looks amazing. But it's not just the look of it that is making you choose it. It's the smell of it, isn't it? All of the senses are working together. So if we're wanting to try to upgrade the third eye, and if we think about this year being the wood snake, and one of the things of the wood snake is, because it's about rebirth and change, it's very much to do with visionary thinking. So to have visionary thinking, we've got to start to use all of our senses, not just the predominant one. And I think most of us who are on the spiritual path, we can get stuck, which is that, well, I'm particularly clairsentient, for example. I feel things very much. It's my predominant sense. But if we keep telling ourselves that, what we're doing is we're shutting off the opportunity for other senses to come on board in a bigger way. Okay, so there's something here about landing in the plane of fragrance, and it is a master number 33, which is reminding us to use all our senses this year and to keep our wits about us as well. Right, I'm going to shake one more time and see what we get now. Third and final shake for this particular reading. We've got 7. Okay, so that takes us to 40, which is the plane of circulation. Let me just make sure I've got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, Amanda, you can add. The plane of circulation. Right. Now, the plane of circulation, number 40, the other thing to say is that we're over halfway up the board. I'm sure it's about lots of things, and I'll read the official, explanation in the book in a moment to you, but I just want to give you what I'm picking up here as well. It's between the plane of elimination, which is to do with detoxification, and the human plane. Circulation, it takes us it takes us to the blood. It takes us to the breath. It takes us to the circulation within our body and whether it is healthy. Are we doing things to be helping the circulation within our body, which links into movement, of course. But also I'm hearing the circulation of ideas. So we're living in a world whereby old ideas just keep getting circulated and regurgitated and often taken as fact, when actually are they? So I'm being drawn to say, be aware of your sphere of circulation that you move in, the influences you have around you, what you're picking up, what you're allowing to continue to pass on. I've heard it, so I'm passing it on here. Is it actually truth? But anyway, let's have a look at what it says in the book, Plane of Circulation. And then we'll do some cards. And I also want to say a little bit about the wood snake as well. So it says, Vyana takes pranic energy from the lungs and conveys it through all the bodily systems. It's the vital air responsible for blood flow, glandular secretions, upward and downward movements of the body, and the opening and closing of the eyelids. Now that's interesting, because this morning, hold on, I'm just going to stop for a moment. I want to get a video up that I was watching this morning when I was putting my makeup on. In fact, I haven't watched all of it. I want to watch it tonight. It is, let me just tell you what it is. It's one about how rapid eye movements can, it's the Diary of a CEO, okay, Stephen Bartlett's channel. It's from a month ago. The video is titled The Body Trauma Expert. This eye movement trick can fix your trauma. So he's talking about eye movements, EMDR therapy, the movement of the eyes. Anyway, I won't talk any more about that because I haven't even watched the video yet, but I just know that that's linked here. So this is talking about the opening and the closing of the eyelids as well. So oxygen being carried in the bloodstream into the capillaries throughout the system. It's talking about blood and oxygen basically. So, and sweating as well. Blood, sweating, coughing, elimination, but circulation. So what do I want to say about this? The last point before we move on. Why is it being given to us? We've had purification, moving up to the celestial plane, the plane of fragrance, the plane of circulation. I think it's just the energy of movement, the importance of movement, keeping everything moving. You know, I mean, to be honest, we're in a year where it's going to be unavoidable anyway. There's so much change coming in. So let's now turn to this year of the wood snake. I'm not going to cover it too much. I want to pull some cards though, because I did touch on it in my yearly predictions video. Can't remember what I said, but I know I talked about it. But in essence, we are going from the year of the wood dragon to the year of the wood snake. So we're staying with the same element of wood, which is interesting. Before we get to the wood snake, I would just like to give a last rah-rah to the wood dragon, because the wood dragon, we did actually make a spray for the wood dragon. It looks like that, okay? And it's been very, very popular. I'd say one of our most popular sprays of last year. We probably won't carry it on, I don't think. There's probably about another 40, maybe 50 of them yet left if you want to grab one before the year closes out. I have loved using it. And of course, just because the year is changing to wood snake doesn't mean that the wood dragon can't be harnessed and pulled back and, you know, there to help us. But it helped to give me a sense of power when I needed it the most. I talked about this at the end of last year when I was having some real struggles and problems and emotional difficulties. And I just found that the wood dragon really helped me get into a state of preparedness for whatever was occurring. The strength of the mountain type energy was coming to me with it. So before we move to wood snake, let's just see anything else that the wood dragon would like to say to us as a sort of parting shot. Because, yeah, it's another 60 years before it comes round again, really. So let's make sure that we've really understood what it was trying to convey to us through last year. The first thing it's saying is that I am always here as a elemental energy to call on if you need my help. So those of you that are very connected into the energy of the dragons, this dragon isn't going anywhere. It's still going to be around. It's just that it's not the central focus for next year because it's bowing out to the wood snake. So let's just feel into this wood dragon energy. So yeah, I'm just feeling, I feel this every time I spray it. It reminds me of my posture. It reminds me of the importance of alignment, looking people in the eyes, the power of eye contact, but also the power of the spine, the importance of being able to stand up as straight as you can, and not everybody can, but standing up and owning your space, prowess, power, frame, being aware of how you present yourself in terms of your body language. Is it open? Is it trusting? Trusting but with protection in place. You know, am I trusting the universe? Am I having faith that I can get through what I need to get through? And I really feel this dragon at my back as well. Okay, it's like I've got your back. You can go, you can face whatever you need to face. I've got you. Okay, I'm reminding you of your power. So I love the fact it's not going anywhere. I will continue to use it, I think, through this year. But yeah, there's about another 40 of those left. So grab one if you still want one. If there's a real demand for us to continue it, we will, of course, but we'll just go on demand. So let's move to the wood snake and let's just honour this new energy coming in. I've written a few bullet points down here that I wanted just to remind you what the wood snake is about. And also the last year that we had the wood snake was 1965. Well, I wasn't even alive, but I've looked up a few of the things that were going on in 1965, and there was a lot going on. But it seems that we were in the middle of the Vietnam War, or there's lots of references to the Vietnam War. Malcolm X was assassinated. The Beatles were riding high in the charts. I mean, there was a lot going on. Those of you that were alive in 1965, you tell us, what was it like? I don't know. But here we are again, 2025, we have another opportunity to meet the wood snake. So the first thing that I feel when I tune into the wood snake, because I haven't got a spray for it, and I did say we might do one, and nobody has said yes please. I can sort of understand that, because it's like, it's okay to step into the energy of the dragon. I get that, I like that, but you know, I'm not sure I want to be a snake. But snakes and serpents are very powerful animals, and, we can really harness their energy. But anyway, when I tune into it, I'm always sensing it in the same place, which is underneath my chair. And it's coiled up underneath my chair. Now, there's two things going on here. Number one, of course, we have a coiled serpent within us at the base of our spine, which is our Kundalini energy. And as I said in the 2025 predictions video, we all utilize our Kundalini energy to a degree because it's prana, it's life force. If it's that motivational energy that makes you want to say something, do something, get up out of your chair, But of course, Kundalini awakening, which I have predicted is going to be happening more through this year, is another thing altogether. And I'll do a separate video on that. So number one, it's helping me, this wood snake is helping me notice where my own Kundalini energy is at the moment in terms of resting, dormant, vibrant, etc. Okay, and that's for me to know, but equally for you to know. We don't have to share everything. So it helps us to understand where our current energy level is. And another way of putting it would be if you just tune into yourself at the moment on a scale of 0% to 100%, where is your energy? I'm sensing a lot of people are on 35 to 40% at the moment. We're only tapped in to a small percentage of our actual potential. So this snake is going to be helping to nudge us up that scale so that we're utilizing more of our power. And it does that by helping us let go of what we need to let go of. Snakes are always about transformation and rebirth. And we've all heard the expression, the snake that sheds its skin. This is a year for us to be shedding our skin. I did say also, did I not, in the 2025 predictions video, that it's also a year where our skin is going to be front and centre. You might have issues with your skin, or your skin might be clearing up, particularly if you're stepping more into your power. Again, if you want to hear more about what I said about skin, go back to the other video. But yes, skin issues are going to be coming up more to the fore through 2025. I'm also being shown skin sensitivity. Actually, now we start thinking about it, I'm realising I have always had greasy skin, okay? And my mother always said to me as a younger woman, she said, bless it, because it will keep you looking younger longer. It's been the bane of my life, greasy hair, greasy skin, all the rest of it. But she is right, actually. It does help you look younger a little bit longer. But this last 2 weeks, I don't think it's just this horrible weather. Skin on my arms for the first time ever feels dry. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Is this just getting older? I mean, it could be. But equally, it's interesting that it's coming in days before the year of the wood snake, which is all about the old skin has to go. There's a new skin wanting to be shown to the world, okay? So just notice what's going on with your skin, and we might do a whole special on that. What else? So the wood snake, can you hear the rain? It's just relentless, my God. Is about wisdom. It's about growth. It's about renewal. I said it's to do with visionary people on the world stage. But, let's not just give all our power away the whole time to what they are doing. How are you being visionary in your own life, okay? What vision do you have for your life this year? What is your vision? And I'm being told to say to some of you to look up. There's a lot of people who are looking down at the ground. I get it. Lots of difficult circumstances in people's lives, feeling trapped, feeling as they can't do this, they can't afford that, or it's never going to happen. I know it's very, very tough out there at the moment. But equally, if we're looking down, we're never going to see the opportunities that are presenting themselves. So it's a case every day of waking up, if we can, and choosing to, I think it's inviting the energy of the wood snake in to help us to throw off the sluggish thoughts, the sluggish energy, the old skin, the old ideology, the old beliefs, the old I'm not good enough type energy. I think that's why that's coming up again right now. Throw that off. You don't need, who needs that? If you're telling yourself that is just complete self-sabotage. So ask the wood snake to help you with that. And about adaptability as well. In terms of colours for this year, the colours that I'm drawn to and that feel right, it's obviously green because the wood is green, although I know the wood can also be brown, but I'm being shown green and black really. Now I don't have a black spray in the range because it's quite hard to keep a black spray pure. And what I mean by that is that when we trialled it before, we had a black bottle. The oils and the energy within it didn't stay as fresh, basically. And it's because black as a colour absorbs everything. So particularly if you've got a bottle such as this one, which is light in the dark, which is about your shadow, it felt as though it was just doing a very good job of absorbing all the yuckiness that we might have coming up or, you know, hopefully coming out of us that we need to work on. But it was quite hard to keep the bottle fresh, as it were. So that's why we went for this colour, which is as near to black as we can get. Midnight indigo. And you'll notice that most of the other colour systems do exactly the same thing. It's either the darkest magenta, or it's the darkest indigo, which is what we've got here. So that combination of green and black, or green and deep indigo here, or deep magenta, feels as though it will be very helpful to create a connection with this wood snake. Now, I'm being shown in my mind's eye the energy of a snake charmer, you know, literally from something like pantomime or a film. And it's as though the snake, you know, coming out of the basket, the charmer, it's as though we are being asked to co-create with the snake, to not be master over the snake, but it's like working with any animal, really, or any child. They will only do what you are asking, maybe, if you're asking in the right way, if you're showing respect, if they actually have an affinity with you and a synergy with you. And that's often why people say never work with animals. It's because sometimes they don't like the animals, and the animals sense that. Animals know when people don't like them. So there's this thing about working with the snake, having to be one with the snake, owning our own snakiness as well. And that's multifaceted, isn't it? Because in our society, we have an impression that snakes are always negative things. And of course, they're not. Absolutely, they're not. But it's a very dualistic creature. And that goes back to Adam and Eve and the serpent and all of that. So I think it's making peace with these different aspects of the snake. Snakes, at the end of the day, are resilient. They can survive fires that other creatures can't survive. They're canny. They know how to slide their way out of trouble. They know how to be able to rebirth themselves and survive. They have a way of surviving, basically. But there's also this thing I'm picking up here, which is that a lot of people are frightened of snakes. So maybe work on that aspect of yourself where you frighten other people off. So those people that have maybe a very pronounced archetypal energy, which is aloofness or aggression or being cold-blooded type energy, just being cold, soften that. Let down those shields a little bit. It's a year to come out of yourself a little bit more and bring down those walls while still being protected, but to show others that there's nothing to actually be frightened of. And of course, what people are often frightened of is the fact that you're shining your light so brightly, that you are able to stand up for yourself and say, well, you might want to do that, but that's not what I believe to be the case. You know, we're living in a world, of course, of many different opinions and division. And it's not about arguing with people, it's just sovereignty, really. The snake is a sovereign symbol. So learning from that as well. Okay, I think I'm just going to now pull some cards and see what we get. I've got 2 decks that I think I want to use. The first deck is a tarot deck, and I'm using this just because it's got lots of snakes depicted on it. And this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So let's just pull a couple of guidance cards for the energy right now. And we'll start with 3 cards. So calling in the energy of Archangel Metatron, guidance for the people watching this. Guidance for the people watching this, rolling into next week. We have the Sun of Pentacles and the World on the bottom of the deck. I'll show the cards in a moment. The World. Let's just pull one more. I know what that is. One more card. The Father of Swords. Now, what's really interesting... Oh, no, we have got a snake. I was going to say, where are the snakes? This happened yesterday. You know, I said I tried to do a video yesterday and I just wasn't in the right energetic space. So yesterday I was using a different deck and I was asking about the snake and I got a card. I got all the other animals coming forward. What did I have? I had the horse and I had the elephant. And I was shown an image of something like Jungle Book, but it was more the metaphor of the jungle and all the animals working together. And it's like, well, where's the snake? We can see the horses, we can see the elephants, and this same thing's happened again. This time we've got the owl and we've got the stag. Now, in between these two, we do have the world, so we do have our snake. Okay, so let's just, this is how I'm interpreting this. I feel like I need one more card, actually. But let me pull that in a moment. Because when I saw the World and the Sun of Pentacles together, what I was feeling is that there is a new... When I say younger energy in town, it doesn't necessarily have to actually be a younger person. It's to do with a younger idea. Literally an idea that has only just been originated. You know, we were talking about the plane of circulation and everyone's just really regurgitating the same stuff the whole time. You know, it's like saying the same thing but in a slightly different way. This Sun of Pentacles to me is something completely new and radical coming in that no one's thought of before, because we've got the world. So something is ending and there is this new, fresh energy coming in. And then we've got the Father of Swords, who's sort of looking at that young buck, I want to say, a little bit perplexed. And will she relinquish the control? But not just control. The owl is the one that has the wisdom. We know that the wood snake is about wisdom. So it's as though, yeah, you have all the new ideas. You've got some good ideas. Are you worthy of being mentored? Type energy is what I'm feeling. This Father of Swords feels like a teacher, but it's all of our teachers. Sorry, it's all of our teacher. It may very well represent Mother Earth. It could represent a particular ascended master or many of them. I'm hearing it also is representative of Grandfather Time. It's representative of time. It's almost like, is humanity ready for the wisdom that I have been withholding, that I know, because I'm seeing green shoots and new seeds in this new consciousness, and maybe their minds are open enough to actually now be for the truth to be made available. And I know there are truths that are coming out at the moment, whether you think that's linked into things such as disclosure, the files that are being released, the CIA files, secrets linked into religion and all of that. Maybe it's that, but that's how I'm interpreting those cards. But back to you, this is also to do with, this owl represents almost like your higher self. Or if not your higher self, I want to say or your higher self and your guide. So for me, it would be particularly Archangel Metatron. And it would be like, okay, I can see, for example, she's trying, she's wanting to change, She's willing to change. She's going to be trying some new things. She doesn't find it particularly easy. In fact, she finds it bloody difficult, but she knows that there's a cycle completing at the moment. She can't go on as she is, doing the same old thing. So because she's showing willing, we will open up the vault, basically, with regards to other things that she now is ready to embody, teach, say, but also I'm being drawn back to the senses, okay? But I'm just talking about myself here because I'm trying to help you understand it, because it's really not about me, it's about you, okay? When I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about you, that these same opportunities that I have are also available to you if you are also willing to be a bit like this young buck, and which also is to do with having the humility and the humbleness to sort of come to the table, as it were, with, okay, I'm here. It's like the apprentice type energy. It's like, I'm here, I know I've got something to offer. I'd like to suggest that we do this or we try this. I hope it's going to work because the old isn't working anymore. What do you think, Spirit? And then Spirit comes in and says, yeah, go for it. And by you doing that, we're going to step in and help you 100-fold. So new ideas, new initiatives, new ways of doing your life are all highlighted because the world is completing. The old cycle is completing. But it's also here about passing the sword to you. And it's a rainbow sword. I love that it's a rainbow sword. Okay, I did say I might pull one more card. So I just want to pull a card on any block or challenge at the moment, because it's lovely. This reading so far has been, it's all gone quite nicely. But we know there are lots of challenges along the way. So let's just see. What's the main block or challenge right now for those that are watching, linked into what I'm talking about here? The Daughter of Pentacles. So we have the Sun and the Daughter of Pentacles. I understand. Right, all of these new initiatives, new plans that you as the Son of Pentacles are embodying right now, because you know you've got to change something and step into a bigger version of yourself. It's very male. It's a very male energy. Don't forget the feminine side of yourself, which is the Daughter of Pentacles. Now, I think I'm right in saying that this wood snake is yin. It's a feminine energy. So we have to be including our femininity or our feminine self, whatever gender we are. The Daughter of Pentacles can't be left out of the equation. And Metatron is saying that the way of history and the way of the world has been up to this point, don't get mad at me for saying this because I think it's the truth, that a lot of the pushes forward in our evolutionary history have been male dominated. And we're about to have another shift. And it needs to be a balance of the Sun and Daughter of Pentacles together, not just the masculine energy. So what can we do to harness our own feminine energy? One more card on the Daughter of Pentacles. Because the other thing about this, it's supposed to be a deer, isn't it? The whole thing about that animal is it's very gentle. It's about gentleness. More than anything, it's about gentleness for me. I mean, the Son of Pentacles actually looks pretty gentle as well, but this Daughter of Pentacles, just so gentle. Look at her. So we create, or we co-create from a place of gentleness. We must be co-creating from the heart. Because the danger of the wood snake year, with all of this letting go and, old skins coming off and transformation and change, is if we resist it, it can feel quite brutal. It can feel quite a masculine energy. It can feel like it's being ripped away from us. So, but that's that's a belief system. If we can actually get into a place of trust and faith that what is coming for us is better, that spirit is not wanting to hurt us or harm us, it's trying to move us out of a place where it's done, the world, it's done, we've completed it. You can't stay there anymore. So we need to be bringing in the feminine guides. And by that, I'm really meaning the two Marys, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. But I also want to pull from this deck. This is the Carl Gray Angels and Ancestors deck. And let's just see who wants to come through from here. Whether it's male or female is less relevant. It's to do with the energy they hold. Remember, we're all a combination of both masculine and feminine. But let's just see. We do actually, having said that, we do actually have Lady. And I don't know about you, but she reminds me a bit of Eve. It looks a bit like Eve to me. I'm not sure whether it's meant to be. Well, yeah, maybe it is meant to be Eve. She's holding a blinking apple at the end of the day. It says, enjoy growth and reap rewards. I'll read who she's meant to be. To me, she's Eve. She's there in a garden holding an apple. I love the fact it also says growth, because the wood snake is about growth. So this is a year to grow things, but also yourself. Lady. On the bottom of the deck, we'll just say what's on the bottom of the deck. We've got Druid. So we've got the balance of the masculine energy as well. And he's an older male, you know, he's an older male. Hold the space. He's holding the space. Look at this. He's holding the space for the lady. And look at the colours of these two cards. Wood snake, all of that green energy. Wood is green. Let's just see what it says about Lady. Yeah, he doesn't actually identify her as Eve. He talks about her being the Empress, the goddess in her most fertile form. I mean, that works as well for me. It's about fertility, growth and abundance. All the seeds planted are coming to life. It's about abundance, opportunities, even the birth of a child. Yeah, but to me, you know, with everything we've been talking about with regard to these snakes, I'm sorry, to me that's Eve. No, I haven't channeled Eve. But it's interesting, this morning over breakfast, as you do, I was thinking of this year. Sorry, my glasses are smudged. Visionary, you see, you've got to make sure your lenses are clear. I was thinking it would be fun to channel Adam and Eve. And I'm saying it would be fun because that's one of the things I need to be getting back into my life, a bit more fun, rather than thinking, oh yeah, well, it'd be good to do Adam and Eve. Have I got time in my diary to do that? And I wonder how that would go and what people are going to say and everyone's going to criticise me. No, just have a bit of fun with it. That's the energy of this year, because fun and joyfulness and light-heartedness brings the energy of growth. Okay, so I think on that note, I'm probably going to leave it there because it feels like a really nice place to end. Maybe we just need to end with a transmission of feminine energy. I think we'll do that. And we will turn to... Who will we turn to? Mary Magdalene. Okay. Because I felt that she's been very close, wanting to say something. So let's just bring in the energy of Mary Magdalene. So Mary, powerful week ahead. Chinese New Year, new moon in Aquarius, in bulk. Every week is precious. She's saying every week is precious. Every day is precious. Every day is a chance for renewal. Every day is a chance for healing. Every day is a chance to start again. Every day is a reminder to breathe. Every day is a reminder to open. Every day is asking you to trust and have faith in us, to love the world, to love yourself, to love this planet, to love each other, to open your heart to receive the blessings, the frequencies, the codes, the emanations from the spirit world, which are yours to gather at your feet like petals of a flower. Let us spend a moment just sending love to each other, sending love to the world, sending love to the elements, sending love to the animals, sending love to yourself, sending love to your inner child, sending love to your future self, sending love to the present day. Work with the energy of water, the element of water, blessing it, appreciating it, remembering that you are it, and the wildness of it, the storms linked to it. Are calling for your ability to balance the waters within, to balance the waters out there. No fear, only love. We love you. Okay. I'm going to leave it there, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please like it, because it gets it past the current community to other people that might need to hear it too. And I will be back soon. Take great care. Lots of love. I will put the links to the book, which includes the game. It's called The Yoga of Snakes and Arrows, in the description box below. I'll put the links to the decks of cards I've used below, and also the sprays that I've used. Remembering that we haven't got many left of the wood dragon. Still very helpful energy. I think we also used the pure white spray, the violet dragon, Mary Magdalene. Okay, lots of love, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.